All right, and we are all done with setup and ready for our next run of Mega Man Xtreme 2 by TempestMask1000. Tempest, you want to tell us a little bit about this run?
Absolutely, Daredevil. So first off, hi, my name is TempestMask1000, aka Steve, and this is Mega Man Xtreme 2, also known as Rockman X2 Soul Racer in Japan. This game recently turned 20 years old, and we're going to be celebrating it by doing a nice little any percent run. Now, it was my idea to basically suggest to the fine folks here at RBG of doing a little bid war to decide whether I was doing X mission or zero mission, because unfortunately I do not run the extreme mode any percent yet. That is one of my plans though, so don't worry, that's coming soon enough. But essentially we're going to run through more or less half of the game. Not necessarily half, but half in a metaphorical sense. And we're just going to take on 4 Mavericks. We're going to play a game that's basically inspired by classic and PlayStation X stuff, and yeah, that's just the basic gist of it. But this game means a lot to me, so I'm always glad to show it off, especially in a time like now. So with it said, Daredevil, can we confirm that the winner is still Zero Mission?
The winner is indeed still Zero Mission with $526.
That's hilarious. Thank you, Random. By the way, I was planning on having a randomized sit-in with me on this one. Unfortunately, he's going to have to sit out, but everything is A-okay. I'm perfectly fine, and I'm also glad to have Daredevil here still with me because us host fam got to keep together, you know?
Host fam.
Heck yeah. But anyway, with that said, I'm just going to show off the options before we start. So that top option is the select button. It's currently set to scramble change, as the Japanese version calls it, or X change, zero change, character swap, basically. That'll come into play later. Then we have rapid fire turned off, or sorry, auto charge turned off and rapid fire turned on. That does not apply to Zero, keep in mind, but it's still intended for any time I might have to play as X, if I have to play as X. With that said, I'm gonna get this thing started. I would be doing a little intro gag, but honestly, I just want to get this thing going because we are the penultimate run and we're going to finish this marathon strong. So with that said, timer ready. Let's get going. Daredevil, would you like to give me the countdown?
You can start the run in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Alright, so this is Mega Man Xtreme 2. This game takes place in between Mega Man X3 and X4. That's why you see Iris right here. She's alive and well. Basically, this is the point in time where X and Zero sort of meet her. Either that or they already know her. It's just that this is her first time working as a operator or navigator to the Maverick Hunters. Sort of like an internship from the Repla Force. That's what I liken it to anyways. It's never fully explained, but yes. That's basically what it is. And to that end, here we have the first interesting thing about this game. So depending on which character you're playing as, at this point after you destroy the claw that automatically opens the gate and activates that little cutscene interaction between X or Zero and vice versa, the character that I choose is going to be played as for the rest of the stage, and then it's a split path. I'm just trying to get past these guys. This is going to be a little bit... This is going to look a little wacky then. Alright, so we are already at the intro boss, and this guy is called Skullhead, but because I grew up watching He-Man in 2000, I personally love to call him Mega Skeletor. So chat, if you could get your yes going, that would be great. Oh, flashing warning. Flashing warning, by the way. This is unfortunately because playing as Zero causes the saber swings to count as charge shots, and to which Skullhead kind of likes to show the little flashies for stuns. In any case, that is the full fight. Though he is not the worst to deal with, but he is a little bit dangerous at low health. In any case, that is that. And we're now moving on to the main portion of the game. Oh boy. So, we're receiving a transmission from a Reploid, a knight-like looking fella named Gareth. And Gareth is what's called a Soul Racer. He claims to be a hunter for Mavericks, basically. Sort of like what the Maverick Hunters do. But X and Zero are kind of seeing through his through this, and they're not that trusting of the guy. They're a bit skeptical, so he's like, very well then, if you wish to talk to me again, let us have you take care of the 8 Island Guardians, which just so happen to be revived Mavericks from X1 to 3, so yeah, just do that and we'll meet again. Whatever the case, it works for us, and we're also learning that these enemies are dropping what's called, well, they're dropping Reploid DNA, and the pickups of this game will be called DNA souls. There's going to play into the part shop, which I just entered the part shop right then and there to get what's called Saber +1. And I'm going to immediately... Oh, I was going to immediately equip it, but then I accidentally exit out of the menu fast enough. Oh well, that's a life up right there. If you blinked, you missed it. Just like an X2. Anyway, so DNA souls are particularly enemy drops. We're going to know that those are DNA souls if they have diamond shapes to them and have the white circular center. Otherwise, the other types of health or weapon refills that you could get might not be that. So just to differentiate the two. Anyway, let's see if I can get the elevator skip. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty successful one right there. So what I did there was I was just trying to beat the elevator and try to wall climb up faster, and that's not the easiest trick to get on this stage, but it can save a bit of time. It's not the worst if you don't get it, though. But, hey, we got it, and I'm more than happy about it. Oh, no! And then we die to the instant jet spikes. That was a bit slippery right there, but you know what? Luckily, I was at a checkpoint. It's not the worst case scenario, but I am going to lose a little bit of time for that one. And it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Luckily, I picked up an extra life that's probably the only extra life that you can ever expect to find in this game, or at least in this run, anyway. Don't know why. Don't know why. You could potentially get it from an enemy drop, but I would assume it is very rare because I've hardly ever gotten it like that. But here we have Wire Sponge. Now, interestingly enough, you might think that by stepping into his strike chain in the actual chain area that I might take damage, but in the Zero Mission playthrough, that's not the case, just in Xtreme. Oh, but that was unfortunate because I just did a lot of damage to him that he went into his angry desperation mode. I wanted to avoid that. Luckily, I can defeat him right there, and so it's not the worst loss of time, but whenever he does get angry, he becomes invincible and then spews lightning. But hey, I'll take it. I will take it for what it is. We still beat him just fine, and now we are going to get our first of Zero's techniques. Now keep in mind, he does not, it's not like X where I can just press a button and switch to it. No, these things either work by selecting them from the menu, and I still might need to be in a particular posture to do so, for instance, in the air or on the ground. Or I have to press a button combination, and that one, the lightning, is not one of those. I have to select it from the menu. Now, something to note about Zero is that he has this weapon energy bar because it is global. You can, for any move that he uses that uses up the energy, it is going to take from that one bar. That's compared to X, where all of his weapons have their own particular ammo reserve. This is kind of important because some techniques I might want to use. I mean, at least there's one in particular, though, so really it's not the most important, but it can still be important if you might be running some other categories that involve Zero. Either way, I'm gonna try and go grab this this life up. And if I could, there we go. So the right armor, it's sometimes rough to get out of the right armor. I just need to hold up and then jump. I am pretty sure that anyway. But I'm not sure if there's a particular timing that just makes it easier or harder to do. Whatever the case, though, it's perfectly fine because I got out just there easily, but, you know. It can be a bit of a source of slowdown. This next section, though, we got Rising Lava. Now, this does not kill me instantly, but it can do a bit of damage, and it is kind of annoying. So I want to be careful of that. By the way, you saw me grab the sub-tank in one of the Mega Man collectible staples in the X series in Wire Sponge's stage. Don't expect me to get a lot of health from that, though. See, the thing about Zero is that his run in Zero Mission might as well be called Damage Boost the Run, because As you may have noticed, my main form of combat is his saber. There is no means to use an alternative or secondary attack with his buster, unlike X5 or X6. I just have to try and be careful, though, because the saber swings are not as graceful in range as compared to the games that they take after. But here's Tunnel Rhino. Ooh, that could be a bit rough. I want to avoid taking contact damage from him because, as you saw right there, it can take out a lot. But there we go. He's down. Whew, that was a close one. Well, alas, I'm going to now hydrate for a bit, so Daredevil, if you got any donations or anything to say to our lovely audience, go ahead.
Alright. You are watching RBG Gold Rush, a new speedrun charity event by RBG Esports. Founded in 2018, RBG has been rising up in the esports world. From Rocket League to Counter-Strike, Hearthstone to Smash, RBG Esports is a name you won't want to forget in the esports universe. Now with the addition of this event, RBG Esports is entering the world of speedrunning. If you're interested in being a part of this new esports section of RBG, join the Discord. Just type in !Discord in chat.
Thank you very much, Daredevil. And yeah, this is really cool, getting to be a part of the very first RBG speedrunning event. It's quite an honor, I gotta say.
Absolutely, it's been a blast being part of this first event.
Surely. And I also want to thank everybody for raising over $1,500 for RAD. The fact that I am a runner that is on the autistic spectrum, this kind of means quite a bit to me because RAD, while I know it mostly focuses on people in need of some help with mental health care, that still means plenty to me because I definitely have some friends that definitely have mental health struggles and whatnot. So the fact that we're able to help others like them get the help that they need, it just puts a smile on my face right there. So thank you very much, everybody. Ooh, come on. Ooh, there we go. Thank goodness. Oh, shoot, though. Wow. That was close. Okay, so something I didn't explain about those sandstorm generators. They instant kill me if I touch them, so I want to be very careful about that. Also, those enemies on the upslope, they can do damage to me even if I make the slightest of contact with them while attacking, so I gotta jump and attack them. That's the safest way to handle them. Otherwise, you know, that's just the Ride Chaser, basically. If you've heard of it or if you've seen it, then yeah. We're at a bit of low health, and coming up as Overdrive Ostrich, this fight can get a bit dangerous, so I might take a safety death and just make it easier on everybody. There we go. Perfect example right there of how this thing could go wrong in one hit. Nice. Thank you for that wonderful demonstration, Ostrich. In any case, I am going to need to use either Saber Swings or the Drill Crush, which I got from Tunnel Rhino. It does to do quite a bit of damage on him. I do not want him to leave the screen, though. If he does, he's going to go into the background and then jump out. That's one of his little trademark attacks. So just trying to control that is all the better. And there we go, no jumps. Let's go. Alright, so we are already down with 3 Mavericks. That only leaves 1 to go, and it's Blast Hornet. Now, you might have noticed that in Zero Mission, I can only fight X2 and X3 Mavericks. That's just a choice of how the game sort of divides the content up, because X1 and X3 Mavericks exist in X Mission. Extreme mode, however, is the true ending category and also combines all 8 Mavericks, so there's a bit of a balance in that regard. However, there is a thing where in this game, only the character that defeats the boss gets the weapon, meaning the other one does not. Something that X7 admittedly fixes, so despite X7 not being the best of games, it still had that going for it. And another mechanic that also gets implemented that I would argue X8 did a little bit better, but even then, it's nice enough to see a very interesting trend that I will bring up when we do. But for now, this is Blast Hornet stage. I just realized I could have pulled off a slight skip that my friend and runner Young Zorn, who you might have seen do X7 and Shovel Knight, Plague Knight, found, but unfortunately not today, I guess. It's alright. Sorry about that, Zorn, but hey, at the very least, we did get to show off that nice little trick in some other marathons, so you know, it's not the worst. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to perform a little section skip, but I have failed twice, and oh, that's just not my day right there. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then I'm going to do it as intended. I just really want to show it off. No, okay. The problem is I still need to let that platform respawn, because otherwise I'm just not going anywhere. Okay, no problem. So, what that would have done is, if performed correctly, I would have been able to skip the front of the ship that I was supposed to get on. Whoop! Oh, thank goodness. And then it just would have saved a bit of time. It's a skip worth getting, even if you miss it on the first go, but it's easier to pull off when you're playing as X, when he has the leg upgrade. In any case, though, and I'm saying in any case a lot in this run. Nice little changing pattern here. I said alas, I said something else. Maybe it's the same thing. I don't know. Well, okay, so here I will give a little. I do get to share a little name thing though that Zorn and I came up with for this mini boss here at Blast Hornet. We like to call it Blinker Wall. It's pure RNG because it got killed by a bee. I got killed by a bee.
Oh no.
Okay, no problem. We're still in this. Probably not going to PB at this point, but I'm okay with that. So, Blinker Wall chooses which light gets to light up, and I have to destroy the light that lights up because that is only when it is vulnerable. And admittedly, this is why one of the multi-category world record holders, K. Poisson, does not like the stage. I personally love Blast Hornet though because I love the way they remix it and stuff. The thing about Xtreme 2 is that it has some stage design choices where it might be faithful to what's originally in the X games, but then it also does its own thing. And in this case, it doing its own thing is absolutely beautiful. Also, sorry my nose is a bit itchy right there. I don't mean to be, I don't mean to continue scratching it, but I don't know, there's some kind of itch that it just can't shake right now. This has never happened before during a run.
Add it to the counter.
Did we even have that many moments during RBG's Gold Rush for never happened before? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. We have at least one now.
Absolutely. And boom! Oh no! Oh, that was my last life too. I thought that was gonna get him, but that was 1 point of health left. Oh, now I'm really not going to PB today, but on the bright side, I do get to show off Zorn's tricks, so I'm going to go through that again, and oh, that is so unfortunate, but you know what? I'm okay with this. I really am, because at the very least, I still don't know if my Doritos Crash Course run PB'd, but if I'm leaving with 1 PB, so be it. Okay, so what I tried to do there was, I climbed up the side of the wall and used the dash technique from Overdrive Ostrich. Yes, there is a weapon technique called dash in this game, despite the fact that I'm also dashing to move. Don't ask why. But what Zorn basically proved is that you can use that dash technique to recover Zero's air dash to do another one, and that results in you being able to cross that section in a different way. And it's really cool when you pull it off. I love it. I don't think we have a proper name for it, so I'm just calling it Zorn's Skip for now. Yeah, so thank you, Zorn. Definitely give her some claps for that one. But, just not my day with the section skip right here. And you'll notice that whenever I'm landing on these platforms, that's what changes their direction. It's just a bit funky whenever something happens with, okay, woof. It's very funky whenever an enemy does you damage and the stumble causes the platform to change direction, and I did not want that to happen. Oh my god, game. This is the worst. This is my worst Blast Hornet yet. Oh my goodness.
I can
Wow.
see why the runners don't like this stage.
Yeah, I still think it's one of my favorite aesthetically speaking. This is just not. Wow, now I'm worried I'm gonna go a little overestimate. But hey, we got the section skip regardless. I was able to at least show that off, so let's go. Alright, coolio. So, I'm gonna use the dash again to clear out these enemies in one fell swoop. And we're back to the blinker wall. Alright. Oh, there we go. Strike. Yo! That was a perfect blinker wall! Game's pitying me now. The game knows. Shoutouts to LOZ Cards fan, that's his catchphrase.
Got your revenge on the game for what it just did to you.
Yeah. Well, LOZ Cards fan 23 would probably say, "Total carnage! I love it!" Which is a reference to Smash TV for the keen-eyed arcade lovers out there. Or keen-eared in this case, because I'm the one saying it. Come on, there we go. Come at me, you giant hornet. I'm not scared of you. I'm more annoyed, if anything, and the last thing I want is a Nicolas Cage me. Come on! Yeah! Oh, finally! Wow, that was that was something else. Woo! Okay, so unfortunately we're not going to see it here in today's run, but a little something about the "You Got This" weapon text is that I can't normally scroll through it. The cutscenes, by the way, are totally unskippable, so I have to scroll through the text like so. But if the text for the "You Got This" weapon or "You Got This" technique happens to go a little bit faster than it normally would, then that's what we call fast text, and we do not know how it works. We've been trying to get a solid theory on that for a good long while now, but alas, no fruits of the labor just yet. Nevertheless, we've entered Burkana and Gareth's lair, a Reploid R&D factory, where they are supposedly holding themselves up and we need to take care of them. And now, we can play as X. Now, the thing about X mission and Zero mission is that the other character that you get to play as is fully upgraded. So X, in this case, has his full set of armor, and it resembles the X2 suit, the second armor. However, some of the abilities that he has are not necessarily from X2. He does have the Giga Crash, but one thing that his head part supposedly lets him do, if I'm not mistaken, is the X1 helmet part, which lets him break blocks with headbutts. Not the most useful thing in terms of a secondary in-battle purpose, but I guess it gets the job done. Technically, the leg parts can also do the wall kicking to remove blocks, but they're actually the X3 leg parts, which he can air dash and do the upwards air dash, so that's pretty cool. Arm parts, I think they take after the X3 upgraded Buster, which not a lot of people liked, but, you know, it's okay. And the body armor, definitely X2, where it halves his damage and gives him the Giga Crash. Here's Velgarder, a robotic Wolfo. And as you may know, this Wolfo normally precedes the Sigma fight, but we're not getting any of that because Sigma's absolutely not showing up today. I'm positive that he has nothing to do with this plot whatsoever. Absolutely no way. Anyway, but Velgarder's no question about it. Velgarder's not giving me a fair fight here, which, to be fair, he's not the easiest to take care of when the only effective way to take care of him is just getting close to him. And of course, I did die, but it's okay, we can continue on. He's practically one of the harder things about the late game of Zero Mission, ironically enough, because there is usually one boss that a lot of players often hate in any casual experience, and that's in the next stage. So really, we shouldn't be having this much trouble, and yet the game gives us that trouble anyway. Nice. But, not yet. Fight's not done yet. I am going to switch to X. Now, unfortunately, because X's Buster is underpowered in this intended routing, it is whittling down his health is the aim of the game here. But I did it. He's done with. Now we're going to move on to Fortress Stage 2. I call it Fortress Stages, even though it's really not a Dr. Wily Castle or anything like that. But here we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a couple of safety things. I'm going to get these two parts in the shop, but these will go to 0. Now, what I bought was a part that ups the amount of health I get when I get a health recovery, and the other halves any weapon ammo consumption. I don't think I'll need the second one, but I figured I might as well have it anyway, because this run has just been giving me that terrible luck today that I just figure why the heck not. So, regardless, I'm still glad to show this game off. Of course, I wish this performance was a whole lot better, but I hope you guys are enjoying this because, again, this game just means so much to me. It is the first... Whoa, I almost died from that one. X, you certainly were walking into danger right there. That concerns me. But yeah, this game was the first X game I properly owned. I actually have played X1 and X3, having borrowed a family friend's Super Nintendo. But one day I found this long after I'd given back the Super Nintendo on the pre-owned cabinet of my local GameStop. And I knew I wanted to give this one a shot, and I did not regret it. This game is just fantastic. Shoutouts to Mega Man Xtreme 1 as well. I think I find the superior game to be Xtreme 2, but Xtreme 1 has grown on me quite a bit that I do intend to pick that up for a run as well. And maybe next time I might be able to show off this game or that game or even this one again with the full story. Who knows? The future is bright. Maybe not so much for the X universe, or timeline or whatever the heck, who knows. But X and Zero are fighting for peace regardless. They do what they can, and I'm just a player trying to help make that happen. Okay, coming up here is, by the way, that was another Rising Lava section, like in Tunnel Rhino, but coming up is Isaz and Suelo, and they take up a lot of the screen. This is the infamous boss that a lot of players tend to hate. Bad memories with this dude, understandably so, but we got his weakness. Drill Crush is his weakness, and Zero's... what the heck? Zero's defense is paper thin because this boss likes to deal a lot of damage with even the slightest contact. And I lost a life because of that one, but we're going to try that one again. Zero's Saber can push the drill back, which pushes the main body back. Normally in cases of extreme danger, haha, extreme, I just swap between him and X to buffer the health, because one thing about this game that isn't quite up to date with the character swap mechanic is that X and Zero share lives, so if one dies, that's a life lost. And admittedly, X7 follows this as well, but that's fine. Even then, I still love the fact that this game was the first to include character swapping as a mechanic and sort of set the grounds for something that, while not a fantastic game in its own right, X7 still brought in and stuff. And if you've seen the classic Mega Man games on the original Game Boy, which, by the way, shout out to Manix86, who will be running the very first one at ESA soon tonight. But basically, if you've seen Mega Man 4 on Game Boy, that was the first example of a parts shop in any Mega Man game, including the energy balancer, which would then make its appearance in Mega Man 6, while the parts shop would then come back in Mega Man 7 and then onward. But here's a little conversation between Berkana and Gareth, so Daredevil, if you got anything to say, now is your last chance to do so for this run.
Sure, so this may be the penultimate run of the event, and we only have one run after this, but if you happen to want to watch any of the runs prior to this one from earlier in the event, don't worry, all the runs will be posted on the RBG YouTube channel. If you would like a link, you can just type !YouTube in chat for all the info.
Absolutely, unfortunately, this run looks like it's going to be going over estimate as I feared, but you know what? That's okay. I'm still hoping to watch this one again very soon, because I think what matters to me is having fun with this game, and while Zero Mission is one of the more dangerous things to take care of on any percent, it's still nice enough to be one of the few active runners of this category, because admittedly, there are some preferences. We of Xtreme 2 are a handful of runners. We don't necessarily have, we all respect each other, of course, but I'm actually going to take a safety death right here, and then I'm going to do a little something special. But do not stop the timer. I did that soft reset because it is perfectly legal. Just keep the timer going. But basically, I'm using an autosave feature, and I'm making use of that to replenish my health fully and stuff. But yes, anyway, basically, we of the Mega Man X handheld games are a very small group of runners. Even then, we still, despite the fact that some runners might do, most runners do the Extreme 100% category. Still a lot of respect to the folks, nonetheless. All right, so this is going to be a very interesting scenario. I'm on the final boss, and time is on the final hit. So here I get to fight Garrett. By the way, the Lady Reploid Burkana, that's his supposed creator, if I'm not mistaken. She's the other Solar Racer. The only known fightable female main villainess of the franchise, aside from Ferrum, the cadre from Mega Man X Command Mission. But I think I honestly prefer Burkana a lot more. Nothing against Ferrum, of course. Ooh, this could be good. This could be good. And get ready. Time.
GG.
Perfect Garrett fight. Oh man, I am so lucky I pulled that one off. That is just fantastic right there. So basically what happens with Garrett's fight is that he chooses to either throw the spears and I can strike it back at him to open his defenses up, or even just manipulate him to do so, because that's why he tries to defend himself and then does the spear throw. Or he could potentially just jump up and toss 4 spears before coming back down, and he can choose to do this as much or as often as he wants. Thankfully, that didn't seem to happen at all, as far as I could tell. That was a perfect example of a Garrett fight, so quite honestly, the best way to end this run, without a doubt. Sorry we did go a little overestimate, but my friends, this was Mega Man Extreme 2 Any % Zero mission, and it won't be the last time I'm running this category. Later on in August, Benelux Speedrunner Gathering, or Benelux Speedrun Gathering, my fellow friends, one of the wonderful marathons that makes use of the ESA channel, is going to have their annual event, and I will be running this category again. But if we meet an incentive, I will be showing off a new category that I've devised using a feature that never had a chance to show itself in a category up until now, called 100% Zero Mission New Game Plus. So, if you want to see me take care of that, then I hope to consider checking out BSG Annual 2021, and if we make that incentive happen, then I hope I'll be able to put on a good show through that, because I am absolutely looking forward to that experiment. With that said, thank you so much for having me, RBG, for both Doritos Crash Course and Mega Man Extreme 2. Shout out to Capcom for making this wonderful handheld game. It is a wonderful thing to get. You can indeed get this on the Nintendo 3DS Virtual Consoles series on the eShop. Of course, it's the international version, a bit slower than Japanese, but, you know, it is still a very viable way to play this. So, with that said, big shout out to the Mega Man X community. Our Discord link is something you can find on the Mega Man leaderboard, Mega Man RT leaderboard website. There's a page with all the different Discords. And with that, I am going to sign off here. We do have one last run, though, and oh my goodness, it's Final Fantasy 13. What a way to end this thing. So, with that, Daredevil, thank you so much for sitting in with me. It was such a great thing to be able to catch up with you again, my dude.
Yep, and thank you for showing us Mega Man Extreme 2. We have one last setup block before our final run of this marathon, which again is Final Fantasy 13, so get hyped for that.
I am most certainly hype. But until we meet again, my friends, that'll be all from me for RBG Gold Rush. This is TempestMask1000 saying, ciao amici.